going on, everyone? Daniel here. It's time to review Mr. Robot Season 2, Episode 8. It should take me about 2 minutes to recap and give you the pros, cons, and final score. Thank you so much for joining me. And this episode alone proves that we really don't need Elliot. I mean, Elliot is the big part of the show, but an episode without Elliot won't hurt, man. There's a lot of story, a lot of interesting characters, obviously, Darlene and F Society themselves, Mobley, Trenton. So an episode could work without Elliot, and it was just another great episode, man. Sam Esmail, fantastic. Again, directing, writing, you already know those are going to be on the pros every single week. It's no, big clue. It's a fantastic show, and it's my favorite show of the year so far. Before we get into the review, man, and dig deep, spoilers, remember this episode. Make sure to have seen it. I don't want to spoil it for you, if you haven't seen it, so make sure to see it. Down below, I have all my movie reviews for this week itself, like Don't Breathe, Hell or High Water, Pete's Dragon, a bunch more, man, down below. So if you guys are interested in checking any of those reviews, there are no spoilers in there, just kind of like their 5-4 minutes easy review, and I give you my opinion on the movies. So please, if you have time, I would really love if you guys check that out. As well, my link down below to my fall 2016 TV show reviews. Sneak peek, basically. It's me. But long story short, for the fall season, I'm reviewing over 43 shows for you guys. So I would really, if you guys are interested, maybe one of those 43 shows will be one of the shows you're going to be watching. So that'll be interesting. So anyway, check down below, link. I'd really appreciate that. Let's get right on to this Darlene F Society-centric episode of Mr. Robot. So in the beginning, we see Mobley and Trenton meeting each other for the first time in this coffee shop. Then Darlene comes along, and of course she knows both of them actually, and then they all kind of get acquainted with Mobley and Trenton. All that, and this is before season 1 time. This is like before that. F Society is making this video, and we see Darlene in the costume and the mask, and then they edit it, and then they upload the video. Susan returns home right when they're all literally there, and Susan wasn't meant to be there. I think she was supposed to be gone for longer, but she ends up coming home, and Steve is a dick to Angela. Now, from the way it looks, Steve is like Angela's uncle or something. Like, basically, that's how it looked. And literally, he was like, "Oh, Angela, how are you doing?" and all that. And she's like, "I bet you swallow." He just totally changed his mood in a way. And poor Angela, man. But she got back at him. She got triggered, and she ended up getting up on him, and made him shut his mouth, basically. But Angela always gets crapped on. It's kind of a sad thing, but she knows how to defend herself. She gets back at him because she makes more money than him. Exactly. Which is really cool. He just shut up, turned around. Ain't no worries, baby. Ain't no worries. Susan is tied up, and she tries to attract Trenton, where she hits herself on the head, and now she's just bleeding from the head. She's knocked out. And Angela is actually doing karaoke, and she is singing "Everybody Wants to Rule the World," which I was singing along to, actually. It was karaoke for me, too, which was really awesome. She has a good voice. Not an amazing voice, but she has a really good voice. And what always amazes me, I'm like, I wonder if they actually have, singing background, or is she actually, does she sing? Maybe she does sing, for all I know. And, I don't know, has a solo album or something, but she's talking to this guy, this older guy, kind of looks like a rich not macho man, but a rich guy, and he's the guy, he's the president from The Last Ship, which I watched the show, The Last Ship, I review it, and I'm like, that's why he left the show. Probably to do this little part. I don't know if he's going to have a big part in next week's episode. Darlene talks to Susan. She wasted a cigarette, by the way. She ended up wasting it, and I was like, ugh. All mad and everything. So anyway, she has this taser. Darlene has this taser, and she's talking about E-Corp and how Susan's a lawyer, about her dad, and in the courtroom, her laughing, and Darlene was 4 years old, she remembers, and she, did bad to her dad, basically, so she ends up killing Susan, which, all surprised, but the thing is, Darlene didn't know that she had that in her, that she could kill, in a way, like with Susan, but she doesn't feel bad. She doesn't feel bad at all. Like, I should feel bad, but I don't feel bad. I think I've been waiting to do this for all my life, Susan ends up getting tasered. She falls in the water, and basically, what I heard is she had, what Mobley said, she has a heart condition. I don't know, I'm assuming that was true, but she has a heart condition. She fell in the water. I was thinking to myself, did she get shocked? Because she wasn't shocked when she was in the water, so she couldn't have died by that. So it had to have been, falling, and the heart just kind of stopped. But yeah, Susan's dead. She is dead. So that's not a good thing there. Mobley and Trenton end up leaving. They're very paranoid. They want to get home. The Dark Army's out for them. The FBI's out for them. Cops are out for them. Everything's going on for them. So anyway, they are. Susan's body ends up getting cremated by yours truly, Darlene, and other people. FBI is at Mobley's house or apartment. They end up taking him in, and Dominique is the one who ends up questioning him. Darlene knocks out the guy who was talking to the Dark Army. Now, I don't know who, we've seen him in the past before. I just don't know his name, but anyway, she knocks him out with a bat, Negan style, man. So that ends up happening. He was talking to the Dark Army on the laptop, and over here he's working with Darlene and everything, so he's either a double agent for the Dark Army, or he was forced to do that. He's not a good guy for sure, and it may be too late for Mobley, Trenton, and Darlene. Find out next week on the same hacker channel, on the same hacker network, Mr. Robot. That old Batman style thing. Who will live? Is Mobley in trouble? Is Trenton in trouble? What will happen? And is Darlene safe? Find out next week. Anyway, let's get on to the pros and cons. There has not been one single Mr. Robot opening that has ever disappointed me. My favorite for season 2, or of the whole series, may be the whole Alf and the 80s sitcom sort of opening. But for this, the dialogue and the directing, like I said even earlier, it's just fantastic with all that. Mobley meeting Trenton and them kind of like, Mobley's so nice, dude. He's so awesome. And I hope nothing goes wrong with him. I hope he survives throughout the whole series, but the way it's looking, probably not. But the opening itself was just awesome. Darlene meeting them and everything at the coffee shop. He's kind of like, nice to her and everything, and she's doing, what's faster and the iPhone and the Nexus and stuff. So I thought it was a really fun conversational opening. Angela singing Everybody Wants to Rule the World was a great tie-in with all the editing as well, going back to F Society, and it all makes sense, the whole song too. It's my own, my own desire, it's my own remorse, it helped me to decide, helped me make the most of freedom and of pleasure, nothing ever lasts forever, everybody wants to rule the world. It just made so much sense, and then it right then and there, the way that they edited it back to F Society and her crying and everything, it totally kind of says like this is like almost close to the finale so much, like we're pushing it so far, and everything we got with the dialogue, with the editing, the directing, the lighting, everything was just so perfect. This episode was super intense for me because I like Mobley a lot. I've always liked him ever since I've seen him in season 1. He's just that nice guy, those nice characters that you just don't want to see die, almost like the Flash, Cisco. You never want to see him die. He's a funny guy, or he's a cool guy, around to have. And when they were paranoid, and I'm thinking, what's going to happen? Oh, someone's knocking at his door, and, he's thinking, what's he going to do? It's like, just a lot of intense things are going on, even with Trenton, or, all the characters you're thinking, are they going to make it home? Are they not? The whole train thing, who's looking at them? Who's not? Is the Dark Army going to come and somehow kill them brutally? It is a scary, scary thought. I honestly did not see Susan's death coming. I actually thought when she hit her head, I was like, okay, she's dead. Trenton's going to go back and be like, hey, Darlene, she did. But she ended up living and then wasting a damn cigarette. What a great way. Wow, a cigarette, wasting that and shit. Like, it was your last one. You could have at least finished it, But it was just a moment where I thought that Darlene would have tortured her and, kept her or something. Something very twisted. But she ended up shocking her, and the hard thing, I was just, again, oh, wow, she died pretty quickly and everything. That was an easy way out. All that, you're not going to bring your dad back. You just killed the woman. She barely suffered, apparently, and that's it. Wow, that you did it, Darlene. Congrats. But I still didn't see it coming where she would tase her, and I thought she would, fell in the water and then somehow drowned or something like that, but still. And last but not least, the ending of the episode where Darlene wakes up and then the guy's in the shower. She ends up breaking the laptop, which I don't know how he didn't end up hearing the laptop getting broken. I'm pretty sure even if you're in the shower, you would hear a laptop getting broken. But it was a very big moment, man. And right when the bat hits, directed by Sam Esmail, and I'm like, really? You end on that? You end on such a way where I have to wait a single week. And it's a painful single week to wait, man, because honestly, a lot of stuff are left in the hands of the fate, of Sam Esmail. It's like, what's going to go on? Is Mobley going to die? Is Trenton going to die? I didn't see them next week in the promo. What's going to go on? They better not die, I swear. If they die, you're going to hear me next week freaking ranting on that shit. They better not die. At least Mobley. I mean, Trenton could die, whatever, for all. Yeah. But, oh, gosh. Crazy stuff going on this episode. A lot of fun things from opening to end. The dialogue, the writing, the directing, the editing. Just Susan's death. I mean, a lot of great things happened. The one thing that's disappointing about this episode is that they showed Angela, which was awesome. All her scenes were great. But then they never go back to her. They never end up showing. And it's interesting. She met that guy, and then what's going to happen next? Like, what's he connected to? Or this and that. Like, I would love to have seen that. I'm pretty sure we'll see next week what's going on. But, I wanted more Angela, too. They could have fit more Angela in the episode. Well, everyone, what can I say? Another great episode. Every single week amazes me. It wasn't an amazing episode. It wasn't the best episode out of the whole series or season. But for sure, as almost every Mr. Robot episode I've reviewed, either gets an A, an A-, or a B+, and for sure this is an A-. Darlene and them just held it so well, and the intensity of it, the mystery, the suspense, what's going to happen, it's kind of unpredictable. I didn't expect Susan, I expected Susan to be part of the episode since it was previously on Mr. Robot, and they showed her. But them, I never knew she would catch them in the act there, and then actually hurt them, grabbing her, and all this stuff there, so I was very, intrigued by all that for sure. The ending just leaves me wanting more, which is a great thing. And 2 more episodes, it's a crime to wait another year for a season 3. So, Sam Esmail, you're doing an awesome job. It is a freaking awesome show. A- to everyone. Thank you so much for watching. You could comment down below to me what you guys thought about Mr. Robot. What was your favorite part about it? You could hit that like button if you enjoyed, share with your friends, and hit that subscribe button for more. The road to 500 has begun. Thanks again. Links down below to all that videos for the channel. Really would appreciate it. Check it out. 2 more episodes. They can't disappoint, right? They can. They have to at least be A-, or B+ for the next 2 weeks. I think we got it in the bag right there. So, tell me your favorite part down below. Till next time. Bye-bye.